Hi everybody and welcome to this video. I am Simon alias the nerd of algorithms, and today is the 7th of December year 2016. Maybe let me check a little bit the line. Okay, a real nice sunny morning. And what could I do a video about if not about an epic failure that I managed for pure chance to avoid. As you know, in the life of a YouTuber, if you don't know what that is, a YouTuber is a person who makes videos most of the times in low quality. It seems really low quality, and also the sound is often of well, hardly acceptable quality, and uploads these videos to the internet on some public and free video portals such as, in our case, YouTube. This is what usually is called a YouTuber. Very fine, we are perfectly staying within the scheme. Look at this low resolution thing, this flickering image, no light effects, no proper lighting, low sound quality, and not even a tripod to support the camera. Now, what was I doing a video about today? Is a video about telling you what this mistake was. As you know, as I was trying to introduce it in the life of a YouTuber, it must happen sooner or later, as it's a trend in our modern times to just get up on a dull festivity day in the morning, drink coffee and think, wow, why don't I write a book? A typical YouTuber's book. Well, I did the same thing. I am writing a book, yes, and well, I'll show you. Of course, I was collecting some examples for the book, for a chapter of it, where practically I illustrate a little bit. Let me check. I illustrate what things there are in the world which exhibit a typical tree structure. And I managed to pick up really lots of examples far beyond the classical old examples, which could be a pedigree or an organigram, because these are old examples. I picked up much more modern examples, some of them which were pioneered by myself, and yes, of course, these. Yes, of course, I was also working on the attachment programs, because yes, there are programs attached to the thing. Some work out of the box in a web browser, because it's written in JavaScript. And so it can run on smartphones, tablet, PCs and everything. Some programs have only text output, for which I did some pioneering work and simulation of C or C++, like a standard text input-output system, but for JavaScript. And it also looks similar, and many other things. And among the examples, I almost forgot, and here was the epic fail, to put this. Look, how could one possibly forget to put one of the most classical examples of a tree structure? This is Richie Kernighan, the C programming language book. If it's here, even just may stop at saying which paragraph this is discussed, and just invite the reader of my book to check it. And I almost forgot to put this very basic and classic example of what exhibits a tree structure, in this case a binary search tree, whether we use it to store things or actually to look up things. And wow, I realized that I was doing this mistake. Fortunately, the updated version is not yet published to my website, so it's okay. And what I wanted to say, that's the epic failure. That was, look how many things, how many figures are being done for it. I have to do this tree structure thing. It's a bit tedious. I did this already, and it went really well. And one moment, please. Have to do well these figures. The folder system. A better drawing of the same thing. Again, the folder system, I was experimenting with how to organize in the space the different parts of the figure and to work out a proper style for it and whatnot, since yes, I use recycled papers, one side recycled paper, because I am very much concerned about the environment, and that's it. Here, well, some hobby stuff, and this is German language, because I want to do something with it. And this was last thing. Notes. Look at how thick they are on a whole chapter of up to 10 pages or more, where I just talk about the heuristic value of mathematics, that is its property to modern mathematics, of course, on how it, although being abstract, can allow to find out things about the real world which otherwise could not even be found out by just experience. And this explains also research strategies, something that I've always missed out from books, because they miss it. There are generic strategies, and it's something that cannot be just thrown there in half page of comments and here and there saying that you have to be creative and so on. There are some basic notions on how to strategically exploit the heuristic value of modern mathematics, and how to make use also of the applications and their deeper and deeper understanding to stimulate the discovery of theoretical tools. And this is schematized, this is described here, and I think that's cool. Hope that you will enjoy it. All the figures are done by me, of course, and some are vector graphics, which I typed in by hand with the SVG syntax. Some are things with SVG syntax done by programs, all of them, of course, mentioned in the book, and which the reader is invited to try. And other things are done by hand. And I try to be accurate with the drawings. This is just a sketch, but whatever. Hope you liked this video, and I'm going to turn this down. It's an example of a vector graphics thing. This is a screenshot of a program that I did. It's the menu thing. And what instead is here the simple programs in JavaScript, and whatever, text input output base program, full version, I don't know. CLE simulator. Look, I did to help those who want to use JavaScript for the creative exercises in it, in order to favor the usage of a smartphone or tablet PC in the classes, so that one doesn't have to move a whole class of people into the computer lab and then here and there. Those who use smartphone can use JavaScript, and I don't leave them without assistance, because I did, for example, for them the complete simulation of text output and input with scrolling, something that behaves just as a classical Linux terminal, or that thing in Windows, the command line interface. This works the same, and so wow. So I did foremost effort to make this modern, because with a C programming language, well, working on a smartphone or on a tablet PC can be a problem, and well, we already know the story about the graphical libraries. Here in JavaScript we have everything. I wrote the simulator. Well, there is a three-dimensional graphics library that's pretty much the heart of the Philanthropy City 3D urban environment renderer, and I will also do a simplified 3D graphics library for JavaScript, and well, more or less all that's it. And two-dimensional Cartesian space handling thing is, I think, something that will be left as exercise, but I try to provide as much ready material as I can, but you have to calculate also how much time it needs to be done. Clearly, it's not an easy craft to write a book, but sooner or later it had to be done, even and especially after the evaluation of the need to move on with something more compatible, more modern and more compatible, and whatever. I think here is over. And thanks for your attention. Bye bye, and have a nice